I'm ranking every major VPS provider for trading. I should tell you up front, I'm in this industry. I run a trading VPS company. So yeah, I have a bias, but I also know exactly what's under the hood with every single one of these. I'm going to be completely transparent about where mine lands and why. I'm scoring on 4 things: latency to the exchange, uptime, hardware, and whether or not they actually understand trading. Let's start with the one that everyone knows: AWS. Amazon Web Services is incredible for a lot of things, but using it as a trading VPS is like buying a commercial kitchen to make toast. The base instance is around $30 a month, but add data egress, Windows licensing, and the $100 a month business support plan that still won't help you configure Rhythmic, and you're looking at $70 to $200 a month, plus 2 to 4 hours of setup. Azure and Google Cloud, same story. You need a DevOps team to make them work for trading. D tier. FXVM, 4.9 out of 5 on Trustpilot from over 3,600 reviews. They've been running since 2013, over 107,000 customers. Ryzen, 7950X3D hardware, 19 locations in a 99-cent trial to test before you commit. The gold standard for Forex traders running MetaTrader EAs. A tier. Contabo, 4.5 euros a month sounds incredible until you realize what you're actually getting. Contabo aggressively oversubscribes their servers. That means your neighbor might be running a crypto mining operation while you're trying to scalp ES futures. Their CPU performance swings wildly depending on the time of day. Benchmark scores bouncing between 400 and 800 depending on what your neighbors are doing. For trading, where consistency matters more than almost anything, that's a deal breaker. And when things go wrong, you're waiting 24 to 72 hours for a support response. F tier. Beaks FX, institutional grade infrastructure, co-located in Equinix data centers across 6 global locations. They're publicly traded on the London Stock Exchange, 0.8 milliseconds to the LD4 and NY4 broker hubs. This is the real deal for institutional clients. Pricing starts around £31 a month for a basic plan, but scales up fast for anything serious. More of a Forex and institutional play. But if that's your world, Beaks is top shelf, A tier. DigitalOcean. No data center in Chicago. Their closest options are New York and San Francisco. That's 10 milliseconds minimum to CME, and here's why that matters. CME's matching engine sits in Aurora, Illinois. A New York VPS has to send data about 1,300 kilometers through fiber to get there. That's 15 to 25 milliseconds of unavoidable, physics-based latency you can never optimize away. D tier. Trading FXVPS, the value play, $17.50 a month base price with Ryzen 9, 0.3 milliseconds verified to major London and New York brokers. They also have Chicago servers with sub-millisecond to CME. Newer company with less history, but the hardware to price ratio is the best I've seen in this space. A tier. Interserver, dated Intel Xeon hardware. Generic hosting rebadged as a trading VPS, 3 to 5 milliseconds to the exchange, not terrible in isolation, but the industry has moved way past that. F tier. Vulture, better hardware, 99.99% uptime, decent pricing around $25 a month, but no direct fiber to CME, no trading specific support. If something goes wrong with your NinjaTrader connection at 2 a.m., you're completely on your own. C tier. ForexVPS.net. Best geographic coverage in the space, over 20 locations globally. They have a broker latency list that helps you pick the optimal data center, which is genuinely useful. But watch the add-ons. Backups are $10 a month extra. The real cost ends up higher than the headline price. B tier. AccuWeb hosting, about $12 a month for what they call a trading VPS, which really is a standard Windows VPS they relabel. Intel Xeon E5 processors, 3 milliseconds to New York, fine for swing trading or if latency genuinely doesn't matter to your strategy. C tier. Comatera, they advertise cheap cloud VPS starting at $4 a month. Their average response time is 186 milliseconds. That's not a trading VPS. That's a web server. D tier. Speedy trading servers. They've been around a while and they get the job done in Chicago, but they're still running Intel Xeon when the market has moved to AMD Ryzen. The single core performance gap is real and it's growing. C tier. And this is where I have to be fully transparent with you. I built VPS, so obviously I think it belongs here, but let me give you the actual numbers and you can decide for yourself. Sub 0.52 milliseconds to the CME matching engine from the Chicago data center. 4 locations globally: Chicago, New York, London, Tokyo. 99.999% uptime, which works out to a maximum of 5.26 minutes of downtime per year. AMD, EPYC, and Ryzen 7950X3D processors with DDR5 ECC RAM, NVMe storage, Windows pre-installed, full admin access, unmetered bandwidth, and every plan includes free trading-specific support. Which means if you call about a Rhythmic connection issue, someone on the other end actually knows what Rhythmic is. On December 16th, 2025, traders on VPS executed over $16.44 billion in volume in a single day. That's a real-world stress test, not a benchmark. Now the honest part. The starting price is $59.99 a month. I'm not the cheapest option, and I don't pretend to be. If you trade Forex exclusively through interactive brokers and you don't need CME proxies, some of the A-tier providers might genuinely be a better fit. And I don't offer hourly billing like the cloud platform, so if you need that flexibility, those might make more sense for your setup. But if you're trading futures, running algos, or sitting in a prop firm evaluation where one disconnection could blow up the entire account, that's specifically what I built this for. Now you know which VPS to run, but a VPS is just the foundation. The real question is what tools you're actually putting on it. So click this video here because I've tried pretty much every trading tool out there and narrowed it down to the ones that are actually worth your money in your screen space. Charting platforms, order flow tools, hidden gems that most traders have never heard of. I'll see you there.